Welcome to the Praise Cafe show. I'm your host, Robert Brock, here today with a wonderful friend of mine and also an awesome background singer, Felicia Gay. Welcome to the show.
Hi, thank you.
Great, thank you for coming. Actually, you're here today. Now you sing background and you also praise and worship at your church. Can you tell us where that is?
Yes, the name of my church is Bethel Baptist Church, where the pastor is Antonio D. Johnson
Okay, where is that?
in Kannapolis, North Carolina.
Okay, and you sing praise and worship.
Yes, I do sing praise and worship, and I am also on our mass choir.
Okay, now how long have you been singing?
I have been singing at least over 20 years.
Okay, wow, great. Actually, I want to read something first before I go to why I asked you to come to the show.
Okay.
Okay. I'm nobody's servant, I cried out. That morning, the demands of my family seemed too much as I frantically helped to find my husband's blue tie while feeding the crying baby and recovering the lost toy from under the bed of our 2-year-old. Later on that day, I was reading the Bible. I came across this verse. For who is greater, he who sits at the table or he who serves? Is it not he who sits at the table? Yet I am among you as one who serves. Jesus didn't have to wash his disciples' feet, yet he did. There were servants who did that job, but Jesus chose to serve them. Today's society insists that we should aim to be somebody. We want the best paying job, the highest position in the company, the top leadership in the church, yet whatever position we are in, we can learn from our Savior to serve. We hold different roles as parents, children, friends, workers, leaders, or students. The question is this: do we carry those roles with an attitude of service? Now, when I said you sang background and I introduced you as a background singer, you have sung background with a lot of people, correct?
Yes, I've sung background for people known and unknown.
Okay, and last year we did the play, The First Lady.
Yes.
And you were asked to sing background,
Yes.
correct?
Yes.
And now tell us what happened after you accepted that background singing job.
Accepted the background singing job with the mindset that I'm coming in to serve, singing background, and was offered a solo and written into the play.
Right. Just by being obedient
Yeah.
and humbling yourself.
Yeah.
Because so many people think, oh, background, and you sing well because you're a vocalist as well,
Right.
aspiring to sing your own stuff one day.
Right, exactly.
But you don't take the attitude of, I'm too good to sing background.
No.
Right.
Never.
Right.
When you take on that attitude that you're too good to do something like that, you miss the whole point of why you have that gift, what your purpose is, what your calling is. And when you have that connection with God, he's going to show you what your purpose is, what your calling is, what your destiny is.
Right.
And if you overlook that, then you're putting yourself above God. And we should never do that.
Right. And also, God resisting the proud, but gives grace to the humble.
That's right.
He also promoted you because of that, correct?
Exactly.
And that gift made room for you.
Exactly.
Right.
Not just in the First Lady play, but there's been other things that have happened
Absolutely.
after that.
Absolutely. So as you progress in your career, you've done some acting as well. What do you aspire? What would you say to our viewers to inspire them, that would want to sing, that do sing, and aspire to sing and want to be front and center, but give them advice as far as serving?
Be humble. It's better to serve in your local church than to want to chase that fame and fortune, because when you're chasing that fame and fortune, you're chasing what man wants you to have. And if God is giving it to you, it's going to come natural. You don't have to force anything. So when you are looking at that, you're chasing after God instead of chasing after those things. Because if you chase after God, those things will chase after you.
Right. Wow. Great. Thank you. So with that being said, also our next guest is someone that you know, Mr. Tracy Forte. Now, how did you start singing background for him?
I met Tracy over 20 years ago, actually in the local church that we attended at the time, and started singing with one of his brother. He has a brother that has a group. Started singing with them where Tracy was playing percussion. And from there, Tracy was moving on to do his own solo project and asked me would I participate.
Okay,
So
great.
I said sure.
Wow, I thank you so much for coming and sharing.
You're welcome.
So I'm gonna put you on the spot.
Oh,
30 seconds. Give us a song that's on your heart for our viewers.
God loves me, adores me, watches over me. You are for me. Grace, love me. It's not what I deserve, and nothing that I've earned, but daily grace save me.
Wow, thank you. Thank you. Come.
Already been through the wind and rain. You didn't watch this crimson stain. I can move forward if you change my name. Listen, used to be a liar. Would you change my name? Used to be no good sinner. Would you change my name? You see, I'm not what I used to be. I want my name to be changed by me. I can move forward, change my name. If you change me, I'll be free from yesterday. He said, if I change you, your mother and father won't know your name. I said, my brothers and sisters can turn away, but as long as no judgment day, you got me right there. Change my name. I can move forward if you change my name. I can do more now. Please change my name. I wanna change my culture. Change the way that I love, Lord. Change the way that I feel, Lord. Change me. Change me. Lord, I wanna be changed. Lord, I wanna be changed. Some of y'all been going through some situations and circumstances, and you don't know how to get through it. You want things to change in your life, but you won't change the way you think about things. You won't change the way you do things. You keep doing the same thing over and over and over and over again, and you think things are going to change. But if you change your mind, if you change your heart, if you change the way you live, if you change the way you walk, if you change the way you talk, you might see something different. You might see something different. I want to be changed. Said I want to be changed. Change the way that I walk, Lord. Change the way that I talk, Lord. How I love to pray. How I love my enemy. I want to be changed. I told Jesus it will be all right if he changed my You don't want to do the same things you used to do. You want him to change. Want to be changed. Change my love. Change my heart.
Hello, everyone. I just want to invite you all to our Gospel Image, the Praise Cafe's Gospel Image Awards, September the 26th coming up. And we would love for you to go on our site, thepraisecafe.com, and nominate your favorite pastor, your favorite choir director, favorite video, all of those. We have 21 categories. It's going to be a great time. So this is the time that you get to go in. Again, that's thepraisecafe.com. And we're doing the Gospel Image Awards September the 26th, 2015. great time for all to come out and celebrate each other. Nominate your favorites. If you don't nominate them, it's your fault. Thank you.
Hey, is everything all right?
No, I'm okay. I'm just having these flashbacks. I just keep thinking about that time that I was just driving myself to the emergency room over and over again every night with these awful chest pains because of all the stress, and I'm just trying to figure out how to deal with that and how to really cope.
I think you need to talk with someone.
Can I talk to you, my friend, for a moment? 'Cause I know this mess I'm in, I sure don't want it. See, there were signs, and you know I saw it coming, but you don't know how badly I really want it. But after it was done, I knew I shouldn't have done it. But now that it's done, I'm reaping what's gonna come out of it. Oh yeah. But here's the thing, I wish I could erase it. No redos in life, I gotta push through it. Another bad decision, and I gotta face it. I'm all messed up and feeling kind of crazy. But now that it's done, I'm reaping pain that's coming from feels like the walls are caving in and I can't escape. I can't. I'm trying to catch my breath so I don't suffocate. I'm hurt and confused but holding on, 'cause I know he'd never leave me alone. Although right now I see less sunshine and more rain, but it'll be over soon, so I praise him in my pain. I cried so many tears and no one could console me. Although they tried to help, I felt so low. I know that you're the potter, so you use this time to mold me. Oh yeah. I have faith that you'll deliver. I know that's what you told me. In spite of the pain, I lift my voice, 'cause that's what keeps me going. But I still feel like the walls are caving in, I can't escape. Trying to catch my breath so I don't suffocate. I'm hurt and confused but holding on, 'cause I know you'll never leave me alone. Although right now, there's sunshine and more rain, but it'll be over soon, so I praise him in my pain. I'll praise him in my pain. I'll praise him in my pain. I'll praise you, yeah. I will. Yes, I will. Yes, I will. Sometimes it hurts so bad. I feel like I can't make it through.
And I just want to invite you all to our Gospel Image, the Praise Cafe's Gospel Image Awards, September the 26th coming up. And we would love for you to go on our site, thepraisecafe.com, and nominate your favorite pastor, your favorite choir director, favorite video, all of those. We have 21 categories. It's going to be a great time. So this is the time that you get to go in. Again, that's thepraisecafe.com. And we're doing the Gospel Image Awards, September the 26th, 2015. Great time for all to come out and celebrate each other. Nominate your favorites. If you don't nominate them, it's your fault. Thank you. Thank you for tuning back in with the Praise Cafe. I'm your host, Robert Brock, here today with Charlotte's very own Mr. Tracy Forte. Welcome, sir.
Thank you for having me.
Thank you. Okay, now, first and foremost, you play percussions, you sing, and you write songs. So all of that, how long have you been doing all that?
Well, I've been playing drums for about, I don't want to tell my age. I've been
Got it.
playing drums for about 30 years.
Okay.
I've been writing songs probably about 15.
Right.
So all in all, it's probably a total of 35 years.
Okay.
I'm telling my age.
Got it. I got you. Wow, great. Now, you've played with some well-known people. Care to name a few?
Well, Charlotte's own John P. Key.
Okay.
I've also played with Charlotte's own Patrick Love. Played with Chris Gray.
Mm-hmm.
Local artists that kind of blew up. Back in the day before Donald Lawrence became Donald Lawrence, I played with him in a couple of workshops. I played on stage with Dorothy Norwood.
Okay.
Played on stage with Israel and New Breed, and a couple more.
Wow. Okay. Wow. So now you have a solo project that's coming out, up and coming, correct?
Yes.
And when is that coming out?
Well, I have 3 singles that's already off that project, and one is "I Can't Live Without You," the one that you like. The other one is a love song, "All I Care About," and then the other one, the newest one, is called "Praise in Me." I'm looking for the album to come out by the end of the year.
Okay.
And we also have some music videos that's coming with those songs too.
Okay, great, great. Now, your music, what is the overall message that you want your music to convey?
Well, first and foremost, I believe in God. I really believe in God. I think we got a lot of people in today's time that don't believe in God, but they write songs about it just for the money. I'm in it for the love of the game. And I just want everybody to know that God exists. He's really there and He's available. And I want my music to show that. From the love part to the groove part, you can get down, you can still have fun at the same time, but you can also write love songs.
Right.
I have some of those as well.
Okay, great. Now, as far as what you've done in the avenue and the ventures that you've happened to do with what you do is writing and singing, what's been opened up to you platform-wise, we know that my belief is when God gives you a platform, it's not about us, it's to make Him known. What do you think about that?
Well, first and foremost, it always should be about God. And that's what it is for me. Everything else comes second. God will elevate you. The Bible tells us that. I think that if we're going to try and use God as a tool, we need to use Him for real. Right. And not just try to be popular with it, get all the glamour that comes with it, but first and foremost, it really should be about Him. And the avenues that He's opened up for me, I don't take any of them for granted.
Right. Wow, great. I totally get it. Now, as far as you're singing, you've had access, we interviewed one of your background singers, Miss Felisha Gay, that you have sung with. Now, say for instance, you have someone that sings very well. However, their attitude is not very good. How important is that attitude versus the ability to be able to sing? And what I mean by that is the person sings very, very well. We're not talking about Felisha, of course. And they're disrupting the flow of the whole group, but they sing very well. And somebody that's watching this show that may want to sing, they sing very well, but there's something about their attitude that's keeping them from getting to do what they love to do. What would you say is important, the attitude versus the talent?
That is a great question. In the music industry, I have had to deal with some of those things. I would prefer to use a beginner versus someone that feels like they've arrived or they feel like they should be treated better than the other person. Attitude plays an important role, and trust me, God will not even bless an attitude.
Absolutely.
He wants you to be humble.
Absolutely.
I would rather work with somebody that will listen, and then as time go on, they will graduate vocally,
Right.
and then God will elevate them at the same time. So attitude, trust me, will keep you out of the loop,
Right,
no
right.
matter how powerful your voice is.
Wow. Awesome. I totally agree. Now, today's time that we're in, you know, there's some challenges that we go through, and based on your coming to where you are now with the album, what has been one of the biggest, most challenging thing for you to get to the process where you are now?
Well, being an independent artist is totally different than a contract artist. A contract artist, of course, they have monies up front.
Right.
Independent artists, if you don't have your own money, it's going to be very, very difficult for you. I would always say, if you're trying to come out in this industry, be prepared to spend some money.
Right.
Be prepared not to make the money back
Right. Right.
until God elevates you. But you should always be in it for the love of the game, not for the glamour. That will come.
Right.
I've had the opportunities, you know, you get pat on the back, hey, autograph here, makes you feel good. But you can't allow that to kill your humbleness,
Right, right.
your humanity. So you're going to have to stay humble in this arena.
Right, right.
If you expect to grow, you're going to have to stay humble.
Right. Wow. I totally agree. Good answer. Now, as far as your song, I Can't Live Without You, I heard that. Love the song. I would say, I asked you, how did that song come about, first of all?
Well, you know, in life, everybody goes through something. And at the end of the day, God is always going to be the one to have the final say so.
Got it.
We're going to leave this world one way or the other. I was going through something, and it taught me a lesson. Sometimes you try to think you can do things on your own, but when you realize you cannot make a move, you can't even breathe. The very air that we breathe is a very gift from God every day.
Absolutely.
So that's how that song, short term, that's how that song came to me. I just kept saying, Lord, I can't do this without you.
Right.
But it turned into, I can't live without you. And the words just kept coming. And as they was coming, I was right.
Got it.
Yeah.
Awesome. So, somebody may be watching the show today and trying to live without God. What would you say to them?
You can't do it. You can't do it. Like I just told Brother Robert, the very air that you breathe. The song says the trees, even the trees that you see, are a gift from God. Don't try to live with God. Put God first in your life, and trust me, He will elevate you.
All right. Great answer. One more, last question. I heard you on YouTube, Love Lifted Me.
Oh, yes.
Old song, old hymn. You revamped it a little bit.
Yes.
Love the message. And how did that song come about for you?
Me and my brother Chad and one of my other producers, Paul Whitley, we were in the studio, and I had already told Chad I wanted a traditional song on the album. So we went in there, and Chad was in the keys in one booth, and I just said, follow me. And I just started singing the song. Love. And I just took my time. Lift at me. And when you got a musician that can play those chords, your vocals will do like a something. You'd be like, I thought I could sing, but when those right chords hit,
Right.
when nothing else could help, love lifted me.
Keep going.
Then we go to a key change, love. I know it looked like I'm playing,
No, you're fine.
but that's how the song
Right,
came
because I was going to
about.
ask you to give us a little taste of that. So go ahead.
We was in the studio and it just kept coming, lift at me, and then it goes into the vamp. Some said I wouldn't make it, some said I wouldn't be here today, but your love made a way. And it just kept coming, and I just kept flowing, and that's how the song.
And that is, and that's what people don't know. They think that because of the stuff that they've done, that God doesn't love them. However, God is not like we are.
He's definitely not.
There's nothing that we could do that makes him stop loving us because he is love. He can't stop being who he is.
That's so true.
Absolutely. So we're going to end that on that note. And I'll let you close us out. Give us some good words, some encouraging words to our viewers. We thank you for tuning in.
Well, keep God first, no matter how hard it gets. Everything that's going on in this world, it looks like it's out of control, but it is not out of control. God is always in control of everything that goes on in your life. So thank him throughout the day before you leave your house.
All right. Thank you. Bless you. Peace.
I can't live without you. How can I live without you? I can't live without you. How can I live without you? When I first knew who you were, the air that I breathe, even the trees that I see, then I knew who you were. Now I've got to tell everybody. So singing, I can't live without you. How can I live without you? No way that I can. Can't live without you. Live without you. Live without you. No way. I can't live without you. I can't live. Sometimes it's hard to understand why you created me and even put me in your plan. But I'm so glad that you did. Now I've got to tell everybody. I can't live without you.
Hello, everyone. I just want to invite you all to our Gospel Image, the Praise Cafe's Gospel Image Awards, September the 26th coming up. And we would love for you to go on our site, thepraisecafe.com, and nominate your favorite pastor, your favorite choir director, favorite video, all of those. We have 21 categories. It's going to be a great time. So this is the time that you get to go in. Again, that's thepraisecafe.com. And we're doing the Gospel Image Awards September the 26th, 2015. Great time for all to come out and celebrate each other. Nominate your favorites. If you don't nominate them, it's your fault. Thank you.